Hey everyone, welcome to the Elite Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Poppell, along with my co-host, William McCleland. What's going on, Will?
What's happening, my man? Just ready for 2025, baby.
Yeah,
do it.
Definitely learned a lot in 2024 and can't wait to make 2025 better. But what are let's just kind of just roll right into it.
Yeah.
What are some things in 2024 that you might have learned, that you learned in 2024 that you think is going to be better in 2025? Whether maybe you've been in your other business, that you do.
Sure.
Too.
I would say for our business, get everything in writing.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
We definitely learned that.
Yeah, get everything in writing.
Because the county will lie to you about what you can do when it's in theory. Then you'll get hit with the reality if you wait and don't get it in writing. We definitely learned something on one of our buys that we thought we'd be able to build a lot more houses on.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still not a bad deal.
I would say it's still a great deal.
Yeah.
Especially after what we just found out.
Exactly. How much it's worth now.
Yeah. So it's not really hurting us too much.
We're still pretty much 3x our money at the current value,
Yeah.
So if we go value it.
We can't be too upset. But yeah, just get everything in writing. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Man, like something a little bit on I guess my personal level. Hey, everyone looking down, my dog Gaines keeps on coming over for pets. So if you see him looking down, it's my dog Gaines, like I said, coming in for some pets.
Hey, buddy.
But one of the things, like I said, I kind of got, outside of what we do, but kind of just, in my restaurant business and everything is, it was a tougher year as far as the economy goes. And something I definitely really learned about, just having to really watch, expenses and, and stuff like that, to really protect, cash flow. Because like I said, you got to be able to, live in the good times and the tough times. And, these a little bit, the year had a little bit, slower economy than some previous. And so that was, like I said, something I kind of got out of that on a personal level.
Yeah, dude. Personally, I think there's been a lot of good and a lot of ebb and flows, I guess, would be a lot of learning curves. But let's talk about the good stuff. I know we kind of did our last episode on a annual recap for just the podcast, which was killer, man. I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I would say one of my personal greatest accomplishments and it's not complete personal, it's with you, is our podcast of 2024. I mean, this is episode 31. So we did our 30 episodes in 2024. Super proud of that, because so many podcasts, I think it's statistically over 90% don't make it to episode 2. And so to have a partner that has been dedicated with me to make this happen every week, to have our guy Lance to be able to edit these videos for us. It's just been something I'm grateful for, because like I said, this has been a tougher year. And so, but this is one of the things I'm proud of that we, started to build. And then, on top of acquiring, all of our lots in the past, was it 12 months, 18 months?
Yeah, no, we got 2 lots this year.
Yeah. One last year.
One last year. Yeah. And then we're setting everything up really for some long-term rentals. So some new builds and things like that. So also something I think I learned this year is, doing the right thing can really pay dividends.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's going to open it up. We'll probably need to hold that once we kind of get into our 2025 plan. We can go talk about that a little bit.
Up to you, man.
So what Will was talking about, and honestly, I gotta, this is sometimes where you just get lucky being with the right partner, and this is one of those times where I got just lucky being with the right partner, because we had a situation with this one property buy when we start clearing it. And we'll interject anytime if I'm not telling the story right. Yeah. But So as we're clearing it, we realized that, our next door neighbor's trailer is encroaching on our property line. And then as we clear more, we actually figure out that their septic system is on our property.
Yeah.
This is I don't want to put anyone living in a trailer down by any means, but this was a financially strained situation where she didn't necessarily have the means to do anything about it. She didn't want it. She was not proud of it being wrong, wanted to fix, but also didn't really have the means to fix it. Most people would have just went ahead and gone to the county, turned it in. And she would have, her home would have been moved. It wouldn't have been moved to where they would have worried about her being able to live in it anymore. It just would have been yanked out, taken away.
Which is actually when we called the county, what they said for us to do. They said, this isn't your fault. They said, call code enforcement. They're gonna come destroy it. And I'm like, what? No.
Yeah. So that's actually what was recommended to us by the county.
Yeah.
But Will has a good heart. He listened to her. Don't want to put the person's business out there, but they have some medical things going on too. And so, like I said, Will stayed up super late one night, figuring out the county codes on terms of what the setbacks need to be, and then basically kind of rough sketched a drawing of, all right, so if we carve out this part and give it to her, she'll be back in the clear. But then obviously, we need a little something to, return to make it worth doing that, because as much as we want to help, you can't just give property away, especially
and the cost. The
cost,
exactly.
Because even wanting to give it to her, we'd have to pay document fees, and surveys and all that.
Surveys. There was a lot.
So, like I said, it cost us thousands of dollars to help her. So, we want to help, but at the same time, we can't lose thousands to help someone. I mean, Will and I don't have money like that.
Right.
We're not
trying to do that.
We're not multimillionaires like it's with liquid cash on us. So pretty much, we're both cash poor, fully invested. So like I said, we want to do the right thing. But so anyway, long story short, he figured out how to do it, drawed it out, and then in return, we were going to get this portion in the back, which was going to make it to where we could go from building one home to 3 homes. And the only additional cost is going to be probably close to $5,000 once it's all said and done, between the extra surveying and a little extra clearing and legal fees and all that. But it's essentially for an extra $5,000, we were going to be able to build 2 more homes, which once we cash out, refinance those in the rentals, our walkaway checks on just the refinance money will be over $100,000 a home.
Right.
So
there's a multiple.
Now granted, that is still, we won't see those checks till late 2025. So it's a long, there's a long time carrying, to get that. But just pointing out that, like I said, by Will going the extra distance to make sure this lady didn't become homeless, for doing things incorrectly. She's going to be safe. She's still going to be able to live in her home next door. We in turn, swap some property around. So now we get to build the additional houses. Win-win all the way around. And I mean, when Will told her about how he's helping her, she was in tears, with gratitude, because
she's like, I'll sign anything. I can't, I've lived here for so long. Thank you so much. And then she really was apologetic that she couldn't help with any of the costs to do it. And so she was just like over the moon. So that was I think that's a big win for 2024. And we're like at the finish line to get all of that, finalizing all the surveys to get everything done with the county. And then that'll be a big perpetual motion going up for kind of exponential growth for 2025.
Well, once we officially got slabs poured, I will be posting on a probably bi-monthly basis to at least twice a month, showing you guys progress. If there's progress to show on a weekly basis, I'll definitely show you. But sometimes construction has like some stale points in it where it's not exciting, for a week, so every 2 weeks though, I definitely will be giving you guys the update. We'll probably be sharing it like on the podcast as well. So you can see, that will be our first build to rent homes. We'll talk about a little bit more about that shortly. But yeah, you want to go ahead and kind of talk about the, planning 2025 as far as like, goals and everything?
Yeah. So for me, something that I started last year, I had this big calendar.
The big ass calendar.
Yeah, it's a big ass calendar. It's 3 by 5 feet long, but something that I really like on it is it has every single day of the year, and it just runs January 1st to the 31st, February, and then runs all the way down, so I can see everything, and then I just kind of color code it based on if it's personal, if it's business, when I can work my best time blocking, and then also kind of circle some big goals. That's been something that I really, really liked, and it's helped me all this year. So if that's something that you guys want, I'm going to be making one I've already put together a PDF that I can give you like a step-by-step on how to go and print it out. And you can edit it to make it larger or smaller. But it's really cool because you just see everything all at once, and you're not flipping. You're not flipping pages, and it's really helping.
And cool thing about it is there's someone out there that sells this and charges you money, but
like $50.
But look, here's the deal: if you like and subscribe to our podcast, and then you like and subscribe both myself and Will's personal Instagram, he will send that to you for free.
Yeah, definitely.
So just all you got to do is send us a pic of showing us how you have it subscribed to our podcast, and he will send it to you. Just go to our website, down the contact us at the bottom of the site. Shoot that. Just say, I want your big calendar, Will.
Yeah.
And and like I said, we'll get it to you. All you got to do is follow us on YouTube or Spotify.
Yep, exactly. And but yeah, I mean that's really helped me as well as closing on another property for the end of this year. I think that'll really help for some taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a win for 2024, prepping for 2025. And then, by the end of next week, I hope we have everything done for the surveys, and then we can get everything signed before the year end. And so boom, January 1, we're ready to roll. So I think all of those are really nice, preparations for 2025.
Definitely. Now, and then kind of like on a personal level, Will and I are both 75 hard graduates. So I've done a couple times. I started my third one. So by the time I started it on beginning of December, so I'm currently 16 days in. By the time this episode launches, I'll probably be a little over 30 days in, as long as I don't fail between now and then, which I won't. So make sure, though, keep on encouraging me on that. You can check me, shoot me a message and say, hey, did you stop? I promise you I didn't. Because, I definitely love people holding me accountable. I want to be accountable to you guys. I definitely huge shout out to Andy Frisilla. I don't know him personally, but I've loved the First Form brand for a long time. He's got a great podcast, the Real AF podcast. Love listening to that. But I want to give him a shout out for creating 75 Hard because, like I said, it's definitely a great program. A lot of people see it for the weight loss benefits, but honestly, the mental benefits is really where you get the most gains. And that's actually the bigger reason I started it early, is I wanted to get my mind back on track. Had some family problems going on, family members having some health issues, things that kind of get you down and off your focus. And so that's really helped me be methodical in my daily planning, so that way I'll get certain things done, which then makes me put the other things I got to do for my business done. I still go, spend time with my family members and stuff like that. But it helps me keep driving instead of just being, stuck in my thoughts. And so definitely, if anyone needs something to kind of like push them or keep on track, highly recommend you check out 75 Hard. It's not easy, but it's not as hard as everyone makes it out to be either.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
consistency.
A lot of the one bit of a tip I'll give people, a lot of people mess up by going a little bit too extreme on their diet, I feel like, and that's where a lot of people then mess up. I'm not saying make it too easy, but just know, like, hey, it's 75 days long, no break, and so I generally set mine as like a calorie max with a minimum of protein, and that gives me like a little big wiggle room to make choices throughout the day, as long as I hit my 240 grams of protein minimum, and I, don't go over, my 3,000 calories. And that's kind of why I've seen work for me. I'm not a nutritionist, so definitely, don't, go, you got to talk to someone about what you need personally for your macros. But 75 hard is definitely something I recommend to help get you on track. But man, do you have anything else on personal planning? And
yeah, man. To add to that, 75 hard was really great for me. Mm-hmm. I read the most amount of books, I think. I was really, it's a 10-page minimum, but then you start just getting kind of invested.
There's sometimes, you start going chapters more 10 page. Well, then you just keep reading some chapters in.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that was something that I really, really liked about it.
You even looked at notice books I had on my counter when you walked in.
I did
because I did. Yeah, a couple new books I got sitting ready for my 75 hard. So yeah, definitely the reading aspect of it is one of the greatest things. And then like with anything, this time of year is just a great time to write out your goals, and put timelines on them. Like maybe put a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month goal. For this time of year.
Something that I did that I've done is I put quarterly goals instead of just having these big lofty New Year's resolutions and things like that. By Q1, I want to have X. Q2, I want to have X, Y. Q3, X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And then Q4, we're planning for 2026.
Right.
So I know that's something that's really worked for me. It makes it, a little more attainable because it's slightly more bite-sized. I think a lot of times we try and, use this time to reflect. And then when you're reflecting at the end of the year, you're thinking, it turns almost into regret. You're like, oh man, I should have done this.
Right.
I should have done this. And you start making these things. And then it's like, well, now there's no real true direction on what you're trying to goal set for next year. And then you end up not doing anything.
Right.
And you don't follow through on any. So I can tell you right now, our goal is 4 houses, not necessarily going Q1, 2, 3, 4. But 4 houses by end of 2025, and we're going to make them a little bit more bite-sized. It really helps being able to do 3 on 1 property.
Exactly.
But that's going to be big for us, and you guys can keep us accountable as we release episodes, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that as well. Mm-hmm. Another big goal for us is really for you guys. We have a lot of updates to the website that we're trying to do to make it more user-friendly. A real great space that you can come to for not only episodes and listening, but for advice, to reach out. And then also a great place for dispositions, because we're getting a lot of foot traffic that are kind of running through it. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that if you have a good deal, that you have a place that that you can rely on, that it'll be able to sell. So.
Yeah, because you might have a great deal, but maybe you just haven't been in long enough to build a great buyers list. Mm-hmm. Will and I have a great buyers list. On top of that, we can also put it on our website. We talk about our podcast. We've shared on my social media. Yep. So please, if you got a deal, definitely want to do that. We definitely plan on kind of slightly. It'll probably be. In the next few episodes where you'll see the change, we're going to be changing our format a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Whenever we have a guest, we want to kind of break that up into, multiple episodes. We'll do a little bit more of a broad picture about them. And we're going to make them a little bit shorter episodes. So maybe do about 30-minute broad episode about, their life, and then go into a little bit narrower, picture about, what it is they do exactly, the more detailed version. For example, if they're a professional flipper, we'll do the broad version of, their life before and how they got to, being a professional flipper. But then once we do the what we'll call the master's degree version of their episode, we'll be getting into like the real nitty gritty details of like, okay, well, how do you find your deals? Where do you get your financing? Do you use other people's money? Where'd you meet them? Kind of thing. So that way you can learn from someone else's story how they did it. So that way you can hopefully do it, too, in your area.
Yeah, and then it's also, it's bite-sized for exactly what you're looking for. If you want if you want to really find out the background on this person, you can run through a couple episodes, see, this is the episode I need to be listening to for the right education for what my deal is. And then, really seeing how their business has expanded and grown, because we've got a lot of really great guests coming in 2025. And that's another big thing that we're kind of setting forward, is a lot of stuff for you guys, is making this podcast and the website and everything, as educational as we can. So who knows, maybe we might even do a meetup in 2025.
Yeah.
Should we add that to the goal list?
I think that's something that might be possible. Definitely think. I mean, especially if we want to do it here in Pensacola, might just even do it at Clean Eats.
Sure. I think that's a great place. Great idea. I like that. And we do all of these podcasts live, so sometimes they're just us having ideas like that one. So I like that.
So then kind of moving from that, our personal planning, to what we're doing together, as Will said, our goal is to build at least 4 brand new houses this next year. As we currently are sitting on 3 lots, but one of them we're going to build 3 different houses on, and then our other lot we'll be able to build 1. On top of that, we have an additional lot that we're kind of still exploring our options on, which we'll be talking to you guys about that, as we go on through the year, and kind of let you guys know what we do, what we will do with it. We might, we bought it for a great price, so there's a ton of equity in it right now. And so based on that, we could sell it as is and get a big chunk. We could owner finance it because we own it outright. There's no debt on it, so we could owner finance it to someone, and
I like that play.
Or we might go back to take Charlie Cameron's advice, our previous guest who did residential assisted living, had a fund on that, and build a big residential assisted living home. It's a 2-acre lot, build a massive,
in a great location.
Great location down the street from a Publix,
and a Walmart, and the interstate.
So it's a really key location. And that's what kind of made us start thinking about that. Of course, it's hard to totally rule out just selling and owner financing, because that's a way to just immediately start getting a monthly check for not having to stress about building anything or really risking anything at this point. Because if we were owner financing the deal, and someone's making monthly payments to us, if they default, well, we just get the property back. So really, there's really not. I'm not gonna say nothing, because I'm sure if I tempt God, He'll figure out how to get me to see something. But there's almost no risk at us owner financing the property that we own outright, and so that's definitely a great dispo option.
And I love that play.
But the one I'm most excited for, though, is, like I said, as our new construction homes, building those. Because not only are we going to be able to, help families have, nice new places to live, but we start building our joint portfolio, together of rental houses. The other great thing about having brand new rentals is that very little maintenance problems, because they're brand new homes, they will have they're not going to be the bottom line rent prices. So, it's going to be within the market range, but it will be a little bit on the higher side of the market because it's brand new versus, someone's 1960s home that you could get a lot cheaper. So tend to, with the higher price, have a little bit, better quality tenant who'll take better care of the property. And so all that's there. Probably won't have any maintenance issues for a decade with everything, with all new mechanicals.
Knock on wood.
So it really is, when you're going to get in the rental space and you do have some upfront capital to invest, building to rent is definitely great. That's not one of the no money down ways. Definitely not. You got to have capital up front to secure the land. I'm not going to say, there's always going to do it no money. So, you can use other people's money. You always got to be able to sweeten the pot for those people as well.
Sure.
So it will cost you more, but it really is the easiest thing to do if you own the property outright and do have a little bit of capital to get started. Plus, you can then use that brand new property. You can depreciate it against your other stuff. Help save you on taxes.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, big 2025. I'm really excited. I think that there's definitely some growth tactics that we can have and add into our repertoire this year that maybe we weren't leaning into in 2024. Sam and I are, we're only 15 minutes away now, so we're pretty much neighbors. So we're going to be able to do a lot more episodes, a lot more things here, be actively engaged. I'm really excited about our new updates to the website.
Right.
There's some really fun things. We think that we had one of our previous guests give a really great option to, list all of the books that everyone's recommended.
That'll be coming soon.
And so that's going to be coming soon. So you guys can go and get like recommended books from episode highlights. And yeah, man, I'm just really excited to get this thing started, get some building, get things going vertical and getting some nice properties set up and some nice, houses for some good tenants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do once we get all these rented out and refinance? We'll take that money and do it all over again.
That's the goal.
So
that's the goal.
Yeah. So no, definitely excited for this year. Both for myself and for us together.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2025 is going to be a great year. I definitely see a big economic comeback happening. From kind of these past couple of years. I'm just excited to go forward. But man, before we close out, you got kind of anything else you want to add?
And I think the biggest thing is just staying consistent. Something that we talked about earlier in the episode. Having an accountability partner, a good business partner that you like, or family member, friend, someone that you can lean on when things are kind of getting tough. Go ahead and add that into your 2025 pre-planning. Know who that person is. Talk with them before things, maybe aren't going the way that you want. You need to have people that you can rely on and be able to talk candidly to. So, and if that needs to be us, if you have deals or anything, or you just like listening to our episodes and you want to chat with us, we're always open. And that's why we're trying to really make this podcast more user-friendly, website and everything, so we can get back in touch with you, ASAP. So what about you?
No, man, you hit it spot on. So, if you want to reach out to us, easiest way to do it is go to the eliterealestatepodcast.com and just scroll down to the bottom. And there's a little form you can fill out, put your contact in from your name, email, message to us. That goes straight into our email address. And then we will start emailing you back and forth. So if you got any deals you're looking at, any deals that you're wanting to sell, but you haven't had buyers, or maybe you don't have a big enough buyers list yet, you want to take advantage of our buyers list and do a 50-50 split on your deal, we would love to do that. If you got any deals to show us, we're currently looking for both vacant buildable land in Northwest Florida and South Alabama. And we're also looking for industrial flex space anywhere in the Southeast, really. So if you guys have any of that you're looking to dispose, sell, or look for investors in, or like I said, you just got a great deal that we could be interested in, please pass it our way. And then so go to the eliterealestatepodcast.com, or feel free to go to my personal Instagram. That's Sam_Florida man, and shoot me a DM. I'll be quick to respond.
Yeah, and then. Man, thanks to Clean Eats, I really think I'm really liking this meetup idea.
Yeah.
Dude,
so that'll be something we'll have to take some action on. Are you thinking a morning meetup or evening meetup? Because a lot of people do evening ones, so maybe a morning one might be that could give us a little edge.
Could be. It could also give some of the people that can't make the night meetups and things like that, and maybe another opportunity.
Maybe a monthly Saturday morning at 9, so that way it's out of the way morning, not too early. But that's late. But that way they still, come meet up, network for an hour, then still go enjoy their day.
I like it. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
We're just talking it out. Nothing finalized yet, but definitely stay tuned. Feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram, or like I said, message us at our website, theeliterealestatepodcast.com. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we can't wait to see y'all in the next episode.